Hi, so the following film is all about University of York students who've been victims of crimes. They're all real stories, so listen up. And it demonstrates how students are disproportionately subject to crime in and around university. And you might be able to see what students can do to prevent them happening. So if you see or are a victim of a crime, make sure you report it and remember to call it in.
I had been home for the weekend, leaving my housemates in charge, and when I got back, I found out we had been burgled. They had been on a night out, and I suppose it happened either then or when they were asleep. Thinking about it, I had seen a couple of guys hanging around our cul-de-sac. I mean, there's not much reason to be down it. They weren't exactly just passing, and they didn't look like workmen either. When I went out for a cig after I got back, I noticed the shed doors were open. The lock had been broken into. It was only my bike, but that meant a lot to me.
Hi, we've just seen a scenario whereby a shed has been burgled. There's some key points to pick up from that. You need to be taking precautions with your sheds. Bear in mind your landlords are there to help you as well. Steps to take are, with your cycles and your valuables in there, you need to get them marked, such as the cycles Operation Spoke. We do that at the police station via me. That's going to help getting your property returned to you. So that's the first point. Second point is we need information when suspect persons are being seen in the area. Although you may not see that as a big deal, for us, we know that these people go out targeting vulnerable persons, i.e. student properties. You can call in suspect behaviour via 101, or if you are witnessing people trespassing and taking it a step further, obviously 999. We need to be using our common sense in these scenarios. We will ascertain whether those persons are suspicious or not. It means absolutely nothing to us to receive a call and to go out. We don't mind if it turns into nothing. That's what we're here for. We're there to help prevent it. With your shed burglary as well, the scenario we've gone through, as a policing team, which I'm from in the local area, we can take steps to prevent it. We can do a walk around the house, get in touch with the landlord. We work with a handyman scheme as well, who provide, in most cases, free crime prevention tools to students, such as shed alarms, shed bars and window alarms and things like that. So these are the key steps to be taken to make sure you're not a victim of a burglary or shed burglary, something similar.
It was in Freshers Week. I was out clubbing. We grabbed some drinks from the bar and we were having a good time. Soon though, I started feeling a bit weird. I didn't think I'd had that much to drink, but it got worse, so I asked my friends about it and they said I was cold. And then we left to get some food. Apparently I was then taken to a friend's house in a taxi, but I was coughing up blood. They took me to hospital where I had an ECG and tests to check my heart. I don't remember much beyond being in the club, but thinking about it makes me feel very vulnerable.
Okay, again, we've now seen a scenario of drink spiking. I would like to pick up and say that the person within this scenario has actually done the right thing, which I'm really pleased to see. They've made somebody aware that they're not feeling well, and they've recognised that they're not intoxicated enough to be feeling that way. So there's really good steps being taken in this story. So it's something to follow from YUSU. Some things again to prevent drink spiking. This is becoming such a common thing within the younger drinking environment on the nights out, because it is so easy to do. Making sure your attention is somewhat on your drink, as so you know nobody's tampering with it. Some things we do as the police and other organisations within the city and your students' union are, I'll show you, this is a drink spiker. How it works is you go into a bar, obviously buy a bottle of beer. The thing to do is you get your spiker and just pop it in your bottle. and there's a straw or just normal drinking oil, obviously, that's going to prevent somebody from putting a pill in your drink. Great tool. They are really useful. It's going to stop it from happening. And again, when you are getting a drink, you're talking to people you don't know, you're in an environment that you don't know, it's a dark setting, making sure you are keeping your eyes on your drink. If somebody's making eye contact with you, you can't see what they're doing beneath that, which they may well be putting something in your drink. The key thing for us is, if it's not reported, we don't know it's happening. So an example is if you go into a pub and you or your friends or you know that drink spiking has been occurring in there, you may think that we can't do anything, but we can. You've got to remember these people have licensing orders for their premises. If we're getting a lot of reports of drink spiking, then we can enforce something and do some intelligence building. Who's going in there? Who owns it? Let's look at the licensing. We need to be pulling them up on it. So there are things we can do to prevent this, and the key thing is reporting it. If you don't, we don't know what's going on, so please make sure you're just taking, again, simple steps and learn by this scenario you've just seen.
I was walking home when I noticed this guy behind me. I started to get scared when he started closing in on me. The next thing I know, I'm coming to on the pavement, surrounded by police. It was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. That feeling of total vulnerability is still giving me sleepless nights, as well as thinking on and on what might have happened or maybe did happen. Thank God someone called the police. What worries me is what would have happened if they hadn't seen me. The police were brilliant though, and they made me feel safe.
Okay, so we've just seen a scenario whereby we've got a sexual assault scenario. Very, very, very sensitive subjects to be talking about, and obviously from a victim point of view. So seriously, please listen to this when I'm giving advice. It is not a nice thing as well to be a victim of it, and for us to deal with it and taking some really simple steps so you're not a victim of it. If you are going on a night out, do not walk back alone. Make sure you are getting a taxi, you are with friends, or people know where you are. Make sure you are never leaving yourself in a vulnerable situation. Some key things around that are, these are attack alarms, and this is quite a nice one. These are free from the YUSU office on campus. How these work is you have a keychain on the top, okay? From that, if you are in a distress situation, you pull that from the top. This one is dead, but it will give out a very, very, very loud siren. That is going to put off somebody from attacking you, because it is drawing attention to you. That's what we want. We want the attention to be drawn to you and to put them off. As well as make sure that you have your mobile phone on you. Everybody has one nowadays. Make sure it is handy. If you are in a vulnerable situation, make sure it's in your hand. If it's in your pocket, get your hand in your pocket, get your fingers on the keypad just ready, just in case if you are in that situation. But please do take these basic steps of, again, not walking alone, making sure you've got your phone. Please get an attack alarm and carry it. There's no shame in carrying one as just in case for your protection. So please just take those vital steps.
I was walking down the road on the way to meet my girlfriend's parents for dinner, and I was running a little bit late, so I had my head down and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. Suddenly I just got kicked backwards. These two guys stood in front of me. They pushed and shoved me, and they wanted to get my phone from me, I think. Naturally I panicked and started waving my arms at them. Managed to hit one of them in the face, and obviously they weren't expecting me to fight back because this made them run away. I collapsed a few moments later and came to sometime after that. I managed to get to the pub around the corner, and they phoned the police and ambulance.
Okay, we've now seen a scenario of robbery. Key points are yourselves, you're going to be students, you're going to have a mobile phone, an iPad, a laptop, etc. Our nominals within York and everywhere else know that as a student you're going to have this stuff on you. and they pick up on that. So key points are: do not have your valuables on show. If you've got a £500 phone, a £500 watch, expensive things, do not be showing it off to people. It's an open invitation. They're going to see it and they're going to want it, and obviously they go to take it, hence the robbery. Some key points again is if you can carry the attack alarms, which you can get from the Students' Union. And again, if you are being the victim of a robbery, bring attention to yourself. Don't be a silent victim at the time. Scream, shout, swear, do whatever you want. Make sure you are bringing attention to yourself so anybody and everybody can see it. That's going to bring you help, and as well, that's going to deter the criminals, because they don't want to be caught and they don't want attention bringing to them, so they're going to be aware. They're basically your key points. And one point to remember through this is when you are a victim of crime such as this, it's a sensitive matter. And we as the police and also through your Students' Union, we have victim support to help with that. So if you do feel that it has affected you, we offer that for you as well. If you've seen something suspicious, let us make the decision whether it is suspect or needs dealing with or not. That's what we're here for, so we'll do that for you. If it feels wrong, then do something about it.
So the key services of this campaign are property registration, so you can get all your valuables registered through the police, free personal safety equipment, and an appointment booking service. These are all done at YUSU. Call the reception desk on 01904 32 3724, or just pop in and see us in the Student Centre in James College. Alternatively, email callitin@yusu.org. So if you see or are a victim of a crime, make sure you report it and remember to call it in.